Burundians are mourning the death of President Pierre Nkurunziza, who died of a heart attack at the age of 55. After 15 years in power, President Nkurunziza was due to step down in August. He did not vie in his country's May election, the first time in 15 years that he did not run for the presidency. He served 3 terms, the third of which sparked lengthy unrest in the country. Well, joining me via Skype from Belgium is Global Affairs Analyst Nweke. Thank you for joining us on TVC News.
My pleasure to be with you, Veronica.
Right. Well, mixed reactions has trailed the death of President Pierre Nkurunziza, especially his legacy. For you, what would he be best remembered for?
Nkurunziza Pierre will be remembered first and foremost, depending on which side of the political divide one is, for the length of period that he spent in power. He was meant constitutionally to serve 2 terms, and at the tail end of his second term, he became more dictatorial to the point of actually reforming the constitution to enable him actually serve unlimited term of office. That led him to serving a 3rd term, of course, with the attendant crisis. That's on the negative side. Now, on the positive side, it must be stated that the gentleman, Pierre Nkurunziza, was responsible for making primary education free throughout the whole of Burundi, something they had never seen before post-independence. He is also on record to have built, a very large number of road networks. He has also worked hard enough to see that mothers, pregnant mothers and children, infants, actually get, free education. These are on the positive side. But I think generally, Pierre Nkurunziza has left a very bad taste in the mouth of not just the people of Burundi, but the global community at large, because of the high-handedness of his regime, particularly his tendency to stay in power longer than constitutionally allowed initially.
So do you think that his influence may not be felt for a long time in the country?
It depends. It depends on the incoming president. You are probably aware that election was organized a few weeks back. He was meant to have stepped aside in August and a new president sworn in. Now, one funny thing and strange at the same time about his stepping aside is the fact that one of the deals reached with members of his own political parties that actually, pushed him out of power, making sure that he didn't contest again, was that he will become, supreme leader of the country. That was sanctioned by the law. What that meant essentially was that any decision on national security and national unity, he would have to be consulted, and that means that he would have to rule on that. So that is a very, very significant power to give to a former president. So things are configured, were configured because it's no more. Things were configured for him to continue to remain relevant. That is on paper. We also know from examples emanating from countries like Angola that it doesn't take long for incoming new presidents who mean well for their people to actually change their direct telephone line to the previous president, so that they begin to do their own things. And not only that, they even begin to uncover the ills of the previous administration. So the world was actually waiting and watching to see what the new president would have done. But as things were set up, he was meant to continue to be relevant and influence politics in Burundi.
All right, Nweke, we'll leave the conversation here now. Thank you so much for speaking with us.